What's good, YouTube? Mr. Baker here. Today I have something a little different for y'all. As you see, I have a little Pokemon content. For the past 5 months, I've been getting into Pokemon. Yu-Gi-Oh's been in a weird state for me. Market's been out of control, decks being super pricey, a lot of decks coming out. They're hitting all my decks that I enjoy playing. So for me, instead of playing the game and starting to hate it, I just decided to take a break. And I dabbled into Pokemon. Back in the day, I used to collect. Never really was able to play competitively because like no one ever played really in my area. But I had a lot of people reaching out. I was like, hey man, come play some Pokemon. So I decided to try it out, and here I am. For my first deck, I chose Miraidon, as you see here. Back in September, I actually went to my first, I guess, big tournament, which was a Arceus Vstar Ultra Premium Collection, which I believe I went 4-1 to win it, which was pretty awesome, considering I just got into the game. Learning curve, everything. Was a huge motivation boost, a huge step in the right direction for me, coming into Pokemon TCG, just trying to learn everything, which was pretty awesome. I chose Miraidon back then, which, I played. As we all know, this was a pre-Paradox Rift, so a lot has changed. Back then, I was on the Regieleki build. It was a little slower back then, now it's everything super fast, super aggro, switch cards, counter catchers, Iron Valiant, Moon Moon, Charizard in the mix, so things are a lot faster. But back then, I pretty much ran this where I would use this guy as like a hitter with like pretty much like a choice belt, and have him giving him like a 30 extra boost. So I'll essentially be hitting you for like 60 to 90, rotating into this guy. So you would just take one prize, and or either you have to have a boss or something to get him up, and then I would come and bring him back out, free switch off of no retreat, then finish with like lightning wall, hitting for like 130, potentially 160, and then next turn I take 100 less. So he would normally like survive at least 2 to 3 turns if the plan went well. And I was playing like multiple escape robes, like switches and stuff like that. So that was pretty much my build. Playing this back then, pre-Paradox Rift, which got me to win this premium collection. For those who don't know, this is pretty much what you get. Multiple packs, 15 boosters, one metal card, or I guess 2 metal cards of Arceus and the Vstar, those are pretty nice. I like those. You get the mat, you get the damage counters, the coin, and the little Vstar thing, which this is awesome, dude. It was an amazing day for me, and here I am now. I'm still grinding it out 5 months later. So I guess I'll talk about going into post Paradox, and show you my deck profile. This is my current build, what I'm playing. But before then, I want to do a huge shout out to Boredom Games. Boredom mainly focuses on Pokemon and comics. They're a store located in Washington, North Carolina. Without these guys, I definitely would not have the cards, I definitely would not have the knowledge or any resources to be able to play this Pokemon TCG. They were a huge help for me getting into the game. The guys there that run it are very knowledgeable about Pokemon. They gave me insights, they gave me websites, they also talk ideas with me. They're amazing people, super friendly, super helpful. Link in the description, check them out, guys. But yeah, I guess with further ado, I'll run into the deck profile for y'all. This is, post-Paradox, meta shifts, stuff like that. Everything super fast, super aggro. Let's see. Got the 3 Miraidons. I'm on the Flaaffys and Mareeps. I'm not on the peony. I haven't really tested that fully, but I'm more of a mid to late game kind of player. Yes, like you can still get off attacks turn with this with like my Raikous and stuff, which you'll see. But I really like Flaaffy. I feel like Flaaffy is very important, you know, just to get one energy back. It keeps you in the game. Like the times you don't have Flaaffy, you're really struggling mid to late game. So, you know, I really like it. On to Raichus. People are like, oh, there are 2 Raichus? Well, yes. A lot of people are doing like, what is it, Lost Zone? The stadium. So like, you can bring this out. I've been hit with Lost Zone multiple times, like playing like Arceus and Charizard and, you know, Lost Box and stuff. I go for one heavy hit, they'll knock this out and they'll think they're okay. They're like, oh, you know, I'm fine. I got this big hitter out now and he has no way to out it. Well, I slap another Raichu on board and good to go. You know, one more big hitter late game, which is pretty nice. I like it. Double Raikou, just for them early game, you know, knockouts, and also for the draw. Having double is super helpful. I really like it. Good solid card. One Iron Hands. Oh my god. You know, this is from Paradox Rift. This has been a defining card. Extremely splashable in multiple decks. Taking 2 prizes off of, you know, 1 prizers are pretty strong right now. Really good. One Zapdos. Just for like a 1 prize hitter, and the 10 extra damage actually kind of comes up, you know. Played against Mew, where like this guy, depending on like what's on the bench, hit for like 180, and just having an extra 10 just to knock out a Genesect really goes like a long way. Then, you know, of course, the one Squawkabilly. Squawks and Squawk, man. Squawk's really good. At first, a lot of people wasn't like, you know, considering Squawk. They were like iffy about it, but as soon as like I read Squawk getting into the game, I was like, yo, this card's good. You know, you can literally play like your whole hand, whatnot, and then just say you got 1 card left, pitch it, draw, you know, draw 6 more, and also motivate comes up, dude. Like, I don't, this is weird. Yeah, you be in weird game states, weird situation, but motivate, slap for 20 and put 2 energies, you know, on something, that's pretty good. That's it for the Pokemon, you know, lineup. I feel like potentially I'm looking into, like, I feel like this is a missing 1 more hitter that's not like a 2 prize. So if I can find like a 1 prizer that can hit for decent, I might try to fit it in there. But yeah, that's pretty decent Pokemon lineup. Onto like the trainers. That's your 4 generator. Such a good card, amazing card in this deck. When you miss, and it feels bad. But when you hit, whew, you in there. 3 Arvens. Arven is really good supporter card, man. Like, one I really love. I was playing it at 4, but I started noticing like it getting or becoming like a little cloggy and like not really necessary in a sense. Like, yeah, you want to see it, but I'm not on VIP, so it's not like I'm digging for like an item or supporters in a sense, or a training card that's needed right off the bat, you know, because this is a built-in VIP. So like, I feel like 3 is a solid number. 2 bosses. I'm always a hard believer in 2 bosses because in this current age, a lot of people, you know, are like 1 boss and like 2 counter catchers or something like that. But like, what happens if you're in the lead and, you know, you've been controlling the acro game and, you know, you already used the counter catcher early and you just only got 1 boss and you already used the boss? You know, it's good to have another boss like late game when you're in control, just to finish out the game or close it out. I personally have like been coming across, so I like 2 bosses. 2 Professor's Research. I hate discarding my hand, but draw 7 is really strong. I go back and forth for like 2 or 3 with this card, but I personally feel like having the Squawkabilly and, you know, 2 researches is kind of in a sense like the same thing. I don't know, personal preference, I guess, but to me, 2 research is decent. You know, you can bounce around with 3rd. 2 Ultra Balls. I feel like 2 Ultra Balls is enough for me. I normally just try to pitch energies off this and, you know, potentially useless cards, but the only thing I'm really searching with this is the Flaaffies, you know, just to slap on top of the Mareep, so I feel like that's enough. I'm on 2 Switch card and 1 Escape Rope. Switch cards are important. The 1 Escape Rope is just to throw your opponent off every now and then. You know, normally, like, you just want to switch card, heal something, and then knock out what they have in the active anyway, but an Escape Rope can just throw a loop sometimes for them, like, oh man, so what if they just have like 1 in active, 1 in the bench, and they're trying to like save the one that's on the bench? This can, you know, mess them up a little bit. It's pretty good, not bad. 2 Path of the Peaks. Path is Path. Yeah, I'm not on the aggro, you know, peony build, stuff like that, so the Path helps control a lot of decks. You know, this helps control like Mew, what is that, the Palkia, Charizard too. If they haven't started slapping their Charizard slash Pidgeot on board, so if you get this out and you have established, you know, Pokemon already, this could be very detrimental if they don't have an out. So to go along with that, 1 Beach Court and a Vacuum. You know, Beach Court has been putting in a lot of work. I really like it. If you play mirror matches and they path you after they go first and set up, just having a Beach Court to slap over the path so you can get going is very important. The same as the Lost Vacuum, and also Lost Vacuum on the like Asian boosters and stuff like that are very key. And a lot of people are slapping like a Forest Hill Stone and not using it just to like try to pre-set up. Well, if you know, get rid of it before you can use it, that can be detrimental, because, you know, people try to play around Iono and stuff like that. So, you know, that's pretty good. I'm on double Bravery. Double Bravery, just, I guess, it helps with like having a Raikou out, also on a Iron Hands, you know, just a little extra health, a little oomph can get there. The 1 Force Seal, really good card. The 1 EXP share, the 1 EXP, I'm really liking EXP share. Again, like, this plus this goes a long ways. Like, I've also been considering like upping this potentially to 2, because, you know, you can Arven get an item, also, you know, get the tool with it, so it's really strong. I'm liking EXP share. Potentially might test with like more. 1 Nest Ball, Nest Ball, you know, sometimes just to get this out, or your Miraidon and get going. The 1 Heavy Ball, I like Heavy Ball. You know, sometimes you need certain pieces at a prize. Sometimes Squawk is prize going first, and, you know, this helps. 1 Counter Catcher, you know, new edition, Paradise Rift, so strong. As I was saying, you know, a lot of people are on like 2 of these and like 1 boss. But I really, for like more control, I guess, or not super, you know, mid to late game decks, you definitely, I feel like you want to be on like more bosses as compared to like counter catchers. For like, you know, Lost Zone, Guardy, you know, you normally see them on 2 because they're a mid to late game builds. You know, it makes sense. It's just how your deck flows and what you're trying to do. 1 Super Rod. Super Rod is pretty good. It comes up mid to late. Also, like, you know, say you didn't like thin out your deck enough and like you got like Electric Generator, you know, you can hit for like late game shenanigans, and, you know, you already know your energy count. You can super awesome energies just to, you know, have a better chance to hit with like a generator or something like that. It's pretty strong. I'm on the Judge. I've been on Judge since, you know, I first started. Judge is strong, especially when like you're in control and they have a fat hand. You just like, no, you know, it's just hold forward, you know, and you can have like double Raikou's out, whether they draw, switch, draw, or like with the beach court, free retreat, draw. So like anyway, you're still above the hand size, and as compared, they need their hands just to fight back. So that's pretty strong. I'm trying out the one Iono. I was like really on 2 and 2. Well, sorry, 2. I decided to do a 1. Just because like Iono also hurts, but it can like help you too, just to draw like an extra card if you know you're down and they're uprising. Like Iono with a counter catcher, it's pretty strong. You know, say they're at 3 and you know you're still like 5 or 6. Iono, you draw more, you know, counter catcher, like it definitely can get there at times. You know, I guess vice versa, either or. I like it. Iono's Iono. And then my favorite supporter, Avery. This card is really strong. I'm starting to see a lot more people play it. I guess it just fell out of favor for a little bit, but this card is really strong. One of my favorite supporters. A lot of people just set up with no thought in the world recklessly. I mean, for instance, like Miraidon, like we're gonna full out set up our Pokemon and not have it carry in the world. But this is really good against Mirror. It's really good against like Iron Valiant, Lost Box, Guardy, like decks that really rely on like their setup. This is really strong. One of my favorite cards. I support it. For the energy, I think I'm on 14. Potentially 15. Yeah, 14 electrics and 1 double turbo, so making 15. Double turbo is mainly to get him going, the Iron Hands early game. That's really important. Sometimes you kind of miss with your generators, you know, and you just can't hit. I've also kind of want to consider upping up the basic electric energies, because I kind of noticed at times, like playing against like Zard, I've been short like 1 energy just to close out the game against like Charizard or something like that. Especially having like a late game 2 Raichus, they'll knock out 1, and then like late game I'll slap the other one, and I'll be short just 1 energy just to hit for 330 or over 330, and it's very depressing. And I'm just like, all right, so essentially I might try to up my electric count at least by 1, potentially 2. I like the double turbo, you know, just to have it with this, and if necessary, like to a free retreat for like the Flaaffy or my Zapdos if they late game bosses, stuff like that. And if I don't have to beach court and they bumped it early, like that's very important. I think like what I could cut for another energy is potentially escape rope. I mean, I'm already on 2 switch cards and beach court, so this could potentially be another energy. That's what I might be doing forward. Yeah, just my thought on that matchup, because Zard is, you know, very prevalent, very strong. You know, we know it won like most recent regionals. You know, Zool got that. Really knowledgeable player, really solid player. Been watching him a lot, you know, he's taught me a lot getting into this game. But yeah, this is my current Miraidon list. I've actually, believe it or not, I've been playing Guardy very heavily. That's actually like my main deck I've been playing right now. I've been trying to master that. It's very rewarding, I would say. Potentially to outplay your opponent and come back late game. I've had games where I've literally been down 5 prizes. Like they've had like 2 to 1 prize, and I'm still at 6, and I've come back and won it. You know, that's very fun to me. But yeah, hope y'all enjoy, you know, the new content. Hope y'all enjoy the deck profile. Like, subscribe, and any suggestions and anything you know can recommend, you know, comment. I'm still learning the game. I'm still trying to understand everything. I'm actually planning on attending my first regional in Knoxville, Tennessee, coming up February, so that should be fun, you know. So yeah, stay tuned. Appreciate you guys.